Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I made this dress with less than 1.5 yards of fabric. I made this dress in 4 days, but I believe it could have been less, but I started to procrastinate once I got to the ruffles because there's so many of them. It's my first time making this kind of dress, and I'm really happy with how it came out. I made this dress with the intentions of it being a holiday dress, but when I wore this dress to work, I got a lot of congratulations because people thought I was getting married or that I had just gotten married, and that's not true. But I did get a lot of nice compliments, so thank you so much, everyone. And before we start, I'm going to show you guys videos of me wearing the dress. There will be some videos at the end as well. And then we're going to start the tutorial, so thank you for watching and enjoy. Here I'm showing you the fabric and lining I'll be using. It's a pretty sequin fabric that was under $10 at Joann's, and I only have less than 2 yards of each fabric. Right now I'm laying out my patterns on the sequin fabric, making sure that there's enough room for the length I want my circle skirt to be. The circle skirt is 33.5 inches long, so it's going to take up most of the fabric. Here I'm just cutting out the circle skirt, then I'm going to try it on to see how it falls on me and if I like the length. Don't forget to cut off the extra mesh on the side. At first I thought it was too short, but I'm happy with the length and how it flows. This is how much fabric I have left after cutting out the circle skirt. Again, I'm just figuring out where to place the patterns so that they'll each have a full piece, but that does end up working out for the back pattern. Okay, I'm done cutting out my pieces. This is the front piece, this is the sleeves, this is the back piece. I had to cut out 2 back pieces because all I had was scraps. This is the skirt. And these are the scraps I'm going to be using to make a headband and face mask with. And I messed up on the front piece because these two were supposed to line up and they don't. So I might end up switching it with the back because it lines up evenly. With the lining fabric, I'm cutting out the same pieces I did with the sequin fabric, except I'm going to have 4 total front pattern pieces and 4 total back pieces. Lay the sequin fabric on top of the lining fabric and sew them in place so that they don't shift. There should be 4 lining pieces left, 2 front pieces and 2 back pieces. Just place that to the side for now. To sew the dart, pinch the 2 outside lines evenly together and sew, starting from the bottom point. With the front and back pieces, match the right sides together and sew the side seams and the shoulder seam. Now we're going to repeat this step with the extra 4 lining pieces we put to the side earlier. This is what you should have after you've sewn the front and back pieces of the sequin fabric together and the lining pieces together. Okay, I have my lining right here and I have my outside piece right here. And before I attach the lining to the outside piece, I'm gonna gather this tool. The tool is doubled. It's 1 3/4 inches wide and the length is long. I'm gonna gather it and I'm going to be sandwiching it between the lining piece and the outside piece. Then I'm going to sew everything together. Okay, right now I'm going to start gathering the tool, but before I do that, I'm going to be changing out my foot from the original foot into this foot. I don't know what this foot is called, but it does come with this sewing machine. It's called the Singer Quantum Stylist, and I'm using this foot because I noticed that it gathers as I sew, so I don't really have to pull on the thread afterwards, even though I will be doing that anyway because I want this to be really gathered, and I just find that this foot is so much easier. So I'm going to be showing you how well it gathers. Once you are done gathering the ruffles, which is right here, you're going to lay on the edge of the outside fabric. Then you're going to sandwich it between the lining fabric, which is right here. Make sure to match all the layers together evenly and also match the back of the neckline, which is right here. Sew all the way around with the 1/2 inch seam allowance until you get to the bottom. After that, you're just going to flip the lining over so it's now inside the outside piece. I finished sewing the outside layer and the lining layer to the ruffles, and this is how it looks. This is how it looks on the inside when I finish lining it. Also, what I did was I sewed a basting stitch around the armhole. Also, I sewed a basting stitch on the shoulder seam. I did this so that when I attach my sleeve, the lining and the outside layer doesn't shift. This is the back of the dress where I'm going to be adding the zipper, but before I do that, I would like to recommend something that is helpful, especially if you don't have a mannequin. I would like to recommend that you try on the top first and have someone pin it close to however tight or loose you want it to fit. Then I will mark it with a chalk like I did here. Then I will cut off the extra fabric, which would be this little part. That way you can just add the zipper without any adjustments in the end. To attach the skirt, match the top of the skirt with the bottom of the shirt with the right sides facing together. Pin it in place and then sew across. Keep in mind that the sequin skirt attaches to the front layer of the shirt and the lining skirt attaches to the back layer of the shirt, so you're going to have to sew these two on separately. Also keep in mind that there is a seam in the middle due to the shirt overlapping, so when you sew over it, it will be kind of tricky, but it will work and it will look nice, so don't worry about that. Here I'm adding a ruffle to the bottom of the sleeve and I'm sewing it with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Attach the sleeve by matching both seams together and sewing around the armhole. To hem the bottom of the lining skirt, fold it over twice, iron it flat, and then sew. Close the center back of the dress by sandwiching all the layers together evenly and sew it down. Once the center back is sewn, I can now add my ruffle. Attach the ruffle by matching the top of it to the bottom edge of the dress and sew. The tool that I used to create the ruffle is about 9 inches wide and about 400 inches long, I think. And then we're done with the dress. But I have some extra fabric left, so I'm going to be creating a face mask and a ruffly headband. So if you want to see that, please watch to the end. Thank you.
Girl, twerk like you in the house.